From the book by Ted Naiman and William Schufelt, there are 3 basic strategies for your diet that will help you flourish. Don't count calories. It is not how much you eat, but what you eat. Focus on food choices that include higher protein, then you will automatically eat less. Reduce the frequency you eat carbs. Your body will become fat adapted, which means able to burn your body fat for fuel. You will not crave constant carbs. If this is difficult at first, now you know why this is metabolic exercise. If you strengthen this, like weightlifting, you will reap rewards of less frequent eating. Your blood sugar will stabilize. Your mood will stabilize. Avoid foods high in carbs and vegetable fat. High energy density, not found in nature. Highly addictive, on purpose by the food corporations. These types of foods drive overeating. Plants store energy as carbon bonds in carbs and fat. From soil, plants absorb nitrogen for protein. They also absorb minerals. Animals ingest plants to get energy and protein as well as minerals. Solar energy captured by plants as high energy carbon bonds in hydrocarbons, fatty acids, and carbohydrates. Animals draw nitrogen and other minerals from the topsoil. Herbivores eat the plants, carnivores eat the herbivores. So, plants have protein from nitrogen and energy from carbon. Animals have protein and energy. Your body also has protein and energy. The goal for your body composition should be, quote, the highest lean mass at the lowest fat mass. So your protein to energy ratio is critical. Our hunter-gatherer forebears had a high protein to energy ratio. They were strong, smart, healthy. Adding grains diluted the percent of protein in the diet. Bulk refining of sugar, flour, and vegetable oils further diluted the protein. We now have energy toxicity. Too much energy, not enough protein. The way back to our original strong, smart, healthy state? Eat mostly animal-based, high-protein foods. Don't fear animal fats. Avoid carbs and vegetable oils. Follow the green arrow. It shows that hunter-gatherers ate a balanced diet of animal proteins and fats, plus leafy vegetables in season. In the mid-1970s, Americans began a swift and steady rise in obesity. At the same time, carbs and vegetable oils went up in consumption, and it continues today. Protein consumption has not changed. Studies show that humans exhibit protein prioritization. They will eat a combination of macronutrients until they get the required amount of protein. Quote, the lower the protein percentage in their food, the more they will eat until their protein target is met. As shown in this graph, empty calories, sugar, flour, vegetable oils, entered our diets, driving overeating of these types of energy while protein stayed steady. This is the actual driver of the epidemic of obesity in the US and across the Western world. Dr. Naiman asks us a question. You're already eating enough protein. Everyone is eating enough protein. That is not the point. The point is, how much energy did you have to eat to get that protein? Carbohydrates are water soluble. Fats are not water soluble. So, our body absorbs, transports, and stores these 2 different energy sources in completely different ways. Proteins are broken down into amino acids. Fiber carbs are not absorbed at all. They simply pass through the system. Carbs are broken down into simple sugars like glucose and fructose. Dietary fats are eaten as triglycerides, which are 3 fatty acids packaged together, then broken down into fatty acids. Glucose, carbs, is stored as glycogen, chains of glucose, in your liver and muscles. Fat, which is not water-soluble, is stored in your adipocytes. These systems are completely separate from each other. Glycogen is converted into energy 6 times faster than fat, but it is extremely heavy, so your body carries 100 times more fat than glycogen. You must have glycogen for emergency use, like running from a tiger, sprinting, or weightlifting. But when resting or fasting, we burn body fat. You only hold about 4 grams of glucose in your bloodstream, about 100 grams in your liver, about 300 grams in muscles. But the glucose in our muscles is only for emergency use. Dr. Naiman summarizes this here. And he says you might want to limit yourself to 100 grams of carbs per day. Because glucose is so tiny, it must control our fuel choice. As soon as we eat glucose, we burn glucose. As soon as we stop eating it, we burn body fat. He says, high-carb diets decrease body fat burning by 10 times. Dr. Naiman, if you want your body to be better at burning body fat, you only have to do one thing: eat fewer carbs.
Between 2003 and 2018, there were 62 published randomized controlled trials comparing low-carbohydrate diets less than 130 grams a day to low-fat diets in terms of weight loss. 31 of these studies had statistically significant findings. So I've graphed these 31 studies that had statistically significant findings, and I've compared the average weight loss on the both diets. The low-carbohydrate diet is depicted in blue, and you'll note that in every single one of these studies that we've got here, the low-carbohydrate diet led to more weight loss than a low-fat diet.